Allowed. You are allowed to be whole. Welcome back to Allowed, the Conscious Leadership and Personal Growth podcast. I am your coach, Dr. Caneel Joyce. I'm so glad that you made it all the way through this special holiday mini-series that I'm calling Presents for Presents 2021. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. And I really wanted to give you this gift in this holiday season, which I think for a lot of us is a pretty moving one. So I hope that you've enjoyed listening to this series as much as I've enjoyed making it. Regardless of what you believe or you celebrate, this is a really great time of the year to show your appreciation to others. I mean, what time of year isn't? But I want you to know how much I appreciate you for being the beautiful human that you are. I can say that with a great deal of faith because I know that you are a whole human and there is no human that is not beautiful. Along with the 12 tips that I've offered you in this series for regrounding in presence and the 12 gift ideas that you've gotten in this series, don't forget to take a moment to go to allowedpodcast.com and to enter for your chance to win. All you have to do is to sign up to become an Allowed Insider, and that is how you'll be automatically entered to win one of the 12 gifts. There will be 12 winners chosen randomly from our Allowed Insiders, and you can be one of them. You can also go to allowedpodcast.com and find links for where you can purchase any of these awesome gifts for yourself or a loved one, a colleague, a peer, a manager, a teacher. And all of these are really great gift ideas for any member of your extended team. I'm so excited that today you can win a free mini session with me. But before I get into that, let's ground ourselves back in presence together one last time. There are so many intricate pieces that working together make up the powerful practice of conscious leadership. Presence is like the glue that holds all of those pieces together. It is the pathway and it is the result. If you want to stay aligned with your whole body yes, then presence is the key. If you're practicing insatiable curiosity, then presence is the key. If you're making clear agreements with yourself or others, then presence is your key. If you're seeking to stay in integrity with your authentic self, then you know that from presence, you have the key. If you're aiming to be the resolution to any challenge, problem, or issue that you face, presence is your key. If you're claiming 100% radical responsibility, presence is your key. The purpose of this mini-series is to give you 12 different ways, ideas, options, different doorways for you to re-ground yourself in the place that you come from most naturally, which is presence. And you can do this at any time in any place. Today, I want to give you one final tip. And that is not only one of the 15 commitments of conscious leadership, but it's also one of the easiest ways to remain in presence. And I'm talking about the practice of claiming responsibility. So what does it mean to claim responsibility? It simply means the deep embodied acknowledgement of I made choices, they had impact. I acted and something happened as a consequence. Often, what we claim responsibility for in this practice is something we didn't even know we were doing to begin with. We didn't know the impact we were going to have. We didn't know the consequences that were going to happen. We're not claiming that we were fortune tellers, and we're also not blaming ourselves for being at fault. But we're acknowledging, I made a choice, and there was impact. And sometimes, again, that choice, we don't realize we're even making it. So this practice means we are crystal clear on what did I have control over and what did I not. And often if we trace back and we go back pretty far, we realize there's a lot we had control over. Not just our actions, but also our thoughts, our beliefs. I chose to believe this. I reinforced the belief this way. it led me to take these few different steps, actions, make these decisions. And here we are now, and I'm responsible. We're not taking responsibility for things we can't control, which is the freedom in this, right? It's the power and the freedom and the responsibility. All of that is called consciousness. Now, as I began talking about at the beginning of this session, I'm going to be doing a giveaway each day of this series where you can go to aloudpodcast.com and sign up to become an Aloud Insider. And there you can actually win one of the 12 gifts mentioned throughout this mini-series. You can sign up once and you'll be entered to win all of the giveaways. Today, I'm offering my own executive leadership coaching service to you in the form of a one-on-one, live, private mini session with me. As you may know, hosting the Aloud podcast is not my day job. It's my passion. While I love bringing conscious leadership training to you each week, I am actually an executive leadership coach. I have a PhD in organizational behavior from UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business, and I've consulted with some of the world's most transformative entrepreneurs, including leaders at Snap, Slack, Amazon, Relativity Space, Scopely, and numerous early-stage startups spanning space exploration, holographic imaging, AR/VR, healthcare, fintech, e-commerce, and new media. I've got coach training from a variety of places. I practice this stuff on myself before I ever serve it to you. And I also have over 15 years of experience working with startups in roles spanning growth, product, marketing, operations, strategy. I'm a veteran. I've been there. I've done it. I've been through a lot of the bangs that give you the bruises that help you learn. I've also taught organizational change, leadership, negotiations. I've taught design thinking, designing creative organizations at UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business, the London School of Economics, and the Stanford University School of Design. I work with many high-performing CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs, and leaders to help guide them into becoming their whole selves and aligning their passions, their purpose, and basically growing themselves into even more badass leaders who are scaling along with their companies and staying always a few steps ahead of the game so that as I coach the individual, I'm able to coach the culture through them and we create alignment in all areas. Not only that, but I guide them and their teams into becoming conscious leaders who are aware of and actually care about the intentional and unintentional impact that they and their businesses have on the world around them. You can really see the effect of that conscious leadership coaching and the practice of conscious leadership, that it truly has a deep embodied cellular effect. You can just look at the way that they walk into a room, their eye contact, their facial expression, and you can see the difference. This is one of the most rewarding parts, is the reward exists in every single moment, I think, for doing this kind of work. When I look back at the amazing, caring, empowered, intelligent, inspiring leaders that I've mentioned over the past 12 days who've created these ethical, sustainable, socially aware, and hugely successful businesses, I feel so much gratitude. I can't believe I get to do this for a job. I still feel like I'm 12 years old. It's amazing that I get to do this, but it seems to be working. And I think the proof is in the pudding. When we pulled together these 12 gifts, it was so apparent the alignment that exists between all of these companies, even if many of them don't yet know each other. You know, when you're aligned with your true and authentic whole self as a leader and in your life and in your work, magic like that just seems to happen. It's so exciting to see how many of my clients are going out and taking risks and standing for things and actually changing their communities and their industries in such positive ways. This has a true impact on the world. These are leaders not just of, business, but they lead thought, they lead culture. And we have choices in the companies that we support. These are ones that I feel really comfortable supporting because I think I'm leading to something that really stands for what I stand for. And I don't want to have the impact that directly undermines my charitable giving, right? I want all of that to be very much aligned, and that's how I feel about these companies. Today, I want to invite you into receiving a taste of what conscious leadership coaching can do for you and how it can affect your whole entire life and your business. And I want to do that by offering you a free mini session with me as our final giveaway for my 12 Days of Christmas Presents for Presents series. So what would that look like? Whoever you are, you're the one that's about to enter your name if you haven't done that yet at aloudpodcast.com. And I really trust that the right one will arrive. There's no right one, but there's some cosmic thing that seems to happen where, serendipity plays a hand in something like this. And I know that when we connect, it's going to be a really amazing session. And the way that I know that is those kinds of sessions, which I am so lucky I get to have so often, they impact you and they also impact me. And just yesterday, I was walking home from doing one of these as I walked around. If my clients go walking, I go walking and we talk on the phone. And just coming home and feeling my energy like so high and so clean and loving and powerful and just with clarity and patience and resilience. And that's something that I think, we get when there's chemistry involved. So I trust that that's what's led you here, and that's what will lead you to going to aloudpodcast.com, and that's what we'll get to experience. And in these mini coaching sessions, I think what we'll do is I'll prepare you. I'll send you ahead of time a few videos to watch. I'll send you a couple of episodes to listen to so that you're coming in really grounded in a common framework so that we share a vocabulary. And I'll ask you to come with a question. If you have one, a question or an issue. And if you don't, then I'll ask you to come as you are, which also can be just as productive. And we'll work with what is, and we'll start with kind of checking in with your body, your mind, your emotions. This is the same way that I do my executive coaching sessions. If you want to experience how transformative one session can be, then I do want you to go and sign up for this. And if you feel a combination of curious and maybe even a little bit nervous, oh boy, we're in for a treat. So please go to aloudpodcast.com and sign up to become an Aloud Insider, where you can automatically be entered to win this. And if you're a person that I happen to know already, go ahead and sign up too. Everyone's invited. It's cool. Before you go, I want to remind you to subscribe to the podcast right now if you have not already subscribed, because season 2 is coming up right around the corner. It's starting in January 2022. We're already deeply into producing this season. It's a jewel, in my opinion. It's so well constructed and it's very exciting. There's a lot of deep diving into your mind and then practical application, getting into action and applying these practices, mindsets, and principles in your own life. So if you'd actually like to grow from a podcast and not just be entertained, then this is a season that you will not want to miss. So please open up your player right now, hit subscribe if you have not done so yet. Hitting download is even better. And we will be joining together again in January to get started on this new leg of your journey. The holidays are around the corner. We're already deep in the season. Seize each moment, whatever emotions come up for you, to just savor being where you are. And sometimes that's hard. Reach out to that friend that you haven't reached out to in a long time. Don't be shy. Everyone right now wants to connect. A lot of us feel overwhelmed. We feel like there's a lot on our plates. A lot of us see that there's a huge opportunity ahead, or we're in the midst of it, and things are growing so fast, it's like way beyond our control. Just know that each moment will happen as it happens. And yes, you are being called into a bigger game. We need each other. Please reach out and connect. Don't be shy. Let's do this. Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays. Snuggle up, honey pies. See you in January.
Allowed. You are allowed to be whole.